David in Salina, Kansas. See more better with freeprescriptionlenses.com, but call me Mo Better, because I'm going to have you seeing Mo Better, looking Mo Better, and at the same time, I'm going to show everyone how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses when I cut your Essilor Comfort DRX Invisible No Line Progressive Bifocal with Transitions XTRAactive and Crizal EZ for your RayBan 4340V color 2000, which is the shiny black, and the classic 50 eye size. The V means there's an identical pair of sunglasses as there is in clear. Anytime you see a V next to a RayBan model number, it means they do the exact same frame as sunglasses as they do clear. Now this is the new improved version, if you will, at least RayBan thinks it's improved, of their classic 2140. Again, this is a pair of sunglasses. Oh, my battery is dead. No more battery. We'll put you down. The RayBan 2140 color 901 in the 50 eye size. This was originally made in 1952. This is the RayBan 4340V color 2000, which in their ophthalmic glasses is the classic shiny black in the 50 eye size. What they have done was they took the panoscopic tilt. This original one tilts away from the eyebrows and in towards the cheek. On the 4340 they made it more perpendicular to your face, so it'll block a little bit more of that sun's light. So now the Transitions XTRAactive, if everything goes well, will turn the same color as this G15 lens, and we will see. But let's go ahead and begin. First, I forgot to get your sticker. You are Secret Agent 1710. So let's attach this to your paperwork with a paper clip, without a paper cut, and not a paper moments too soon. How many times can I say paper in one sentence? But let's go ahead and program this in there. Now, years from now, should you ever need new lenses for this frame, I just pull up this number, Secret Agent 1710, and I can cut the lenses, send them right to your home. I'm going to pop out your original demo lenses, one of which says RayBan. Of course, you're going to see all the manufacturer's original packaging. Place it in the tracing element of my blocker and hit start. Little stylus is going to pop up and go around and trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy a genuine, authentic RayBan frame and you'll receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or unused health savings account flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase, whether they are prescription or not. So your pupillary distance for your right eye, whether the total is 65, so that's 32.5 for each eye. The computer starts there. I want to raise the optical center height up to 25. Now these are going to be essentially a pair of reading glasses, very minimal distance lenses, only a full strength of +3 add in the bottom for reading. I believe, if my memory serves correct, which is a little bit old these days, he's had cataract surgery on both eyes and his distance correction is almost perfect. He's probably about 20/30. He's probably better than 20/40 in distance, but it's just the on and off with reading glasses, and he wants something, just give me something I wear all the time. So put that on there. This is the right lens. The R tells me so. Place that on there. I need a block, or as I like to call him, Jenny from the block. I need it. This is going to be adhered to your lens, so I need 2 double-sided adhesive stickers, of which I've got 2 right here. I'm going to place the black side is the sticky side. I'm going to stick that on the first block. Do the same thing now for the second one. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. On the back is a magnet that is going to do its job 2 times. The first time it's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the arm. And I actually need to change the layout chart to progressive, which is another name for no line bifocal, which is another name for no line trifocal, which is another name for multifocal, which is another name for variable focal if you're from another country. All the first few were in the US. Hit that button, the arm's going to come down, place the block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for the left lens. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. Line up the magnet there. Same pupillary distance, same optical center height. Get everything lined up the way it's supposed to be. hit that button, the arm's going to come down, place the block onto the left lens. Now this is the edger. This is what's going to do all the work while I run my mouth. It costs $40,000. I recommend everyone go out, buy their own, put it on your kitchen counter, then you cut your own lenses at home. Feel free to tell your worst jokes, and I'll take this guy with the two thumbs will take the night off. So the actual cutting wheel is this diamond crusted wheel. That's going to grind away your lens material until it's the final size. This wheel in the center, that little channel or valley, that's what's going to put the V-shaped bevel so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. Let's go ahead and press that on there firmly. Now the magnet's going to do its job a second time. It's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the chuck, or by now you know I like to call it the Charles, because I just don't know this machine well enough to call it Chuck. I just don't know this machine well enough to come up with new jokes either. So these are polycarbonate lenses. They were plastic, high index plastic or Trivex. I would select that. Go ahead and hit the green button, which is start in every language. The door, look at my nice clean door. I cleaned just for you, David, so everyone can see. It's going to go around and trace the shape of the right side of the lens, or the right lens. And then the old carpenter saying measure twice, cut once is measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, of which you will have none in this frame with your prescription. But I do cut prescription lenses all day long. For how much? For free when you buy the frames from me. And that is a little bit more critical with the higher power lenses. Now, the water you see in the background is there to catch the optical sawdust. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, meaning that no water sprays onto the lens while it's in the cutting cycle. Water will spray onto the lens only when it's in the last 20 seconds when it's receiving the safety bevel to wash away any optical debris that you may see beginning to form on your lenses. As I mentioned, your lenses are made out of polycarbonate, which is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They're virtually unbreakable. These are high-impact ballistics grade lenses, the same lens material that our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones to protect their eyes from shrapnel from flying debris. It also has 100% UVA and UVB protection. Now you also got the transitions to XTRAactive as well as the Crizal EZ anti-glare coating. The Crizal treatment is 3 features in one. The first feature is it reduces glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain, but from street lights, stoplights, computer screens to overhead fluorescent lights and such. The second feature, it goes by the initials ARC, which stands for anti-reflective coating, so it reduces reflections. So when someone's looking at you, they're not looking at the reflection in your glasses. It makes for much better eye contact. Plus, if you take a selfie, you're less likely to see the camera, the phone in your glasses. Or if someone takes a picture with a flash, you're less likely to see the flash in the lens. So a little lever has come out. That's what's going to apply the safety bevel to the back surface of the lens. Now no portion, if this was a stronger lens and any portion of this prescription were to protrude from the back surface of the lens and come into contact with the face, this would be nice and smooth. Now you're not going to have any edge thickness, but I will show you why I put the safety bevel on every lens. This frame is notorious for having to take the lens down in size, probably about anywhere from 1/2 millimeter to 3/4 millimeter. But I start large and work my way down. You can always cut more off of a lens. You can never add it back on. So the reason why I put the safety bevel, I want every edge of this lens nice and smooth, because I am now going to apply force. I'm going to tuck the lens in at the outside corner, and using my thumbs, yeah, this is not even close to going in there. So that's why I don't want any rough edges left over from the cutting surface coming into contact with your frame. Let's take this down 0.2 millimeter and place that back in there. Hit retouch. And instead of going to the cutting wheel, it's just going to go straight to the bevel wheel. There's the old adage, you can always cut more off, you can never add it back on. So I start large and work my way down. You want a perfectionist like me cutting your lenses. Now some people, to speed things up, will heat up the frame using a hot air blower or glass beads and essentially what's known as an optical crock pot. The reason why I don't do that is I don't want you, the lens were too large, it would cause your frame to stretch, although it'd be hard to stretch this frame. This thing's built like a tank. Or a roll where the bottom of the frame rolls outward. Just out of curiosity, I'm curious to see if the demo lenses from the ophthalmic version will fit the sunglass version. Actually it does. So what's unique I will see later on whether the lens, once it's the right size, will fit into here to see how close they are. Now again, if this is not the correct size, I will take it down some more. The right lens takes a little bit longer. Once we got the size just right, we'll flip it over and start cutting the left. The door opens, open the clamp, dry everything off so it is not slippery. The other thing I like to do while the lens is out of the frame is, I've started using these little acetone bottles, is I'm going to remove the dots that I put on your lenses to line everything up. I don't like bringing the harmful chemicals anywhere near the frame itself. And the other thing, let me go ahead and, using a less toxic chemical, I want to clean out the inside bevel just to get it out any adhesive that RayBan put in there when they applied the demo lenses. Want everything nice and clean in your frame. So now we will see. I'm going to tuck the lens in at the outside corner. Using my thumbs, press down at the nose. It still does not want to go. And again, that's why there's the safety bevel. I do not want any sharp edges pressed against your frame to mar the frame. Take that down another 1/10 of a millimeter. Hit retouch. Just like before, the door closes, the clamp shuts. And now I'm going to take 1/10 of a millimeter off, going all the way around the circumference of your lens until the lens snaps in there perfectly. So years from now, should you ever need new lenses, you can pop these out and install the new ones based on this video. You'll know exactly what to do. So out comes the lever. At the end of that lever is a spinning disc, a very fine grade sandpaper that's smoothing out anything that's left over from the cutting surface. Now I only do that on the rear surface because the front surface will never protrude from the frame. Dry everything off. Let's see if it fits. Tuck it in at the outside corner. You are just being stubborn. Alright, one more 1/10 of a millimeter and we are done. Hit retouch. This frame is notorious, this frame is notorious for cutting. There's a new kid on the block that says, I want to be just as difficult as this frame. Because there's an old saying I learned, why be difficult when you can be impossible? Again, the right lens takes longer. Once we've got it down, then we'll start cutting the left. That one will go on the first take, hopefully, if all goes well. This frame always takes longer. Don't know why it is. So here's something unique. 99% of all RayBan ophthalmic glasses, meaning that it comes with clear demo lenses and is originally designed to have prescription lenses put in there, are made in China. I could not believe it when I got this in and it says made in Italy. This is the first ophthalmic frame. Now 99% of all their sunglasses meaning it was never really designed to have prescription lenses. Can it be done? Yes. But most people think they're going to just buy it as off the rack, wear it as is, are made in Italy. 99% of all the sunglasses made in Italy. 99%, well, it was 100% of all their ophthalmic glasses with the clear demo lenses are made in China, to the same standards that the Italian ones are made by. Made in the same city as the iPhone, the iPad, the iPod. No one complains about the quality of those, but they see made in China written on a RayBan frame and they worry. You don't have to worry about this one. So again, we're going to tuck it in at the outside corner, push down at the nose, and then there it snaps right in. Take this block off, add it to my, I'm laying this down now. Throw that back in there. And of course the dot is gone. I'm going to have to put that on there, but just out of curiosity, let me pop that out and see how true this fits into the, well, I can't say the made in Italy because they both are. The RayBan 2140 original Wayfarer. Let's see what happens when I put it in here. Yep, snaps right in, the same amount of force applied. So this is minus 40. I want to write on here that I took your right lens down 0.4 of a millimeter. So in the future I can take the same amount off if I ever have to send you new lenses. So let's go ahead and flip this over to L. Place it in the magnet against the Chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby, or today it's going to be called the David. Hit the start button. And just like before, the lens is going to be traced by the two white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. And let's go around tracing the shape of the left side of the frame this time. Now again, since the lens is out of the frame, I want to go ahead. I'm going to redot your lens. Every invisible bifocal comes with two circles, 34 millimeters apart. I'm putting a dot in the middle of that circle. It's going to correspond with these two dots on my Verilux chart. Essilor makes the Verilux lens. This is the Comfort DRX based on the original Comfort. It just means it's the digital prescription version, DRX. Now I'm going to go ahead and take those dots off. They're no longer needed. I needed to put those on there to find where the optical center goes. Come back down here, tuck it in, snaps into the frame. Actually, your right eye is completely spherical, no astigmatism correction. I'm going to place it above that black dot, read the power, and I am getting, no flashlight, plus 50, exactly halfway between 0 and 1. That's because you are far-sighted. You need 2 steps of nearsighted correction, actually correction on your correction. You need additional 3 steps to see up close, really. So you need 2 steps to see far away and another 3 full diopters to read up close. That is your reading power. That's designed to work. Elbows touching your side, arms bent at a right angle. That's about 20 inches, 18 to 20 inches if you were trying to thread a needle, tie a fishing lure. That's where the full 350 will kick in. It's called the add because it means in addition to what's on top. Now your left eye, you have plus a quarter. The smallest step of correction you can have in your left eye, and the smallest amount of astigmatism correction you can have in your left eye. So your cataract surgery went really, really well. So the water is spraying on there. It tells me it's in the last 20 seconds. We will see if this fits into the frame or if it wants to be stubborn and I have to cut it down some more. Open up the chuck, take the lens out, dry it off. Let's see if I can go ahead and remove some of these other dots while we are here. Just one of my little OCD things I like to do to protect your frame. That's why I always put the safety bevel on the lens. I clean off, use the chemicals to clean the dots off your lens before it goes in there when possible. Tuck the lens in at the outside corner, push down, it snaps in. Take this block off, pull the sticker away, use my hand-approved drying method, throw that back in the bin, add to my sticker collection. We're going to come down here, place the black dot over the reticle in my Marco 101 lensometer, spin the axis wheel to 80, which corresponds with the astigmatism of the left eye. Check the power. And I'm getting plus a quarter. You guys are just going to have to believe me, 1 tick mark away from 0. Check your astigmatism correction, which is the second curve. You have one curve on your eye going this way, a second curve this way. Is how we line everything up to get nice and crisp. And we end up at 0. How did we get there? You had a quarter, then you owed somebody a quarter. You ain't got no quarter anymore. You're down to 0. How's that for new advanced math? I can explain that to you. Now again, you have a quarter, you lose a quarter. How much you got? 0. Let me recap. You had a quarter, you missed. No, I'll shut up. So your pupillary distance for both eyes is 65. I'm going to turn the card around. Place the PD stick against my thumb on your right lens. When we hold it up to the left lens, we're getting 65 millimeters, so that is cut perfectly. I want to check the optical center height of 25, and when you look to the bottom of the frame, the middle bottom of the frame, where the literal bottom of the lens is, because of the bevel, it goes halfway in there. That's at 25. Do the same thing now for that one. That's at 25. Man, I tell you, the guy with 2 thumbs and the bad jokes is pretty good. Where'd that thing go? All right, there's this bottle. Let's use this. So, I'm going to clean your lenses off. Turn this around. Use the less volatile cleaner for that. Clean the rest of your lenses. Now this is the portion in every video that, as I mentioned, that when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other. And I'm no different. I'm part of that 80%, and I'll show you in just a moment. But because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. But I'm going to get them in standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. When I take off my RayBans and press down, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. So here's another good teaching moment. This is based on the RayBan 2140 original Wayfarer that originally had that panoscopic tilt that tilted. Can I do that? Overlapping it? Let's see. I don't know if you guys can see, but this one is tilted in at the bottom more than this one. So 1952 and 1992 they came out with the new Wayfarer, which again is like yours. It's more perpendicular to your face. It doesn't have that tilt in it that the original one does. Let me put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing, yo. Flip this over, press down. There is no wobble. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do. That neither temple is askew like that. So I send out a selfie request in every package. David, I would love to have your picture on the website. 2 pictures, one with them indoors clear, one with them outside when they're this G15 color. If all goes well, I'll show you that in just a moment. But I field test every cleaning cloth to make sure that it works. So when you get this in the mail and you see any wrinkles in there, you know that it works. So I also send out cleaning instructions, not only for your frame and lenses, but for the premium microfiber cloth that I'll provide, that you're going to like so much more than your RayBan cleaning cloth. This one will come in second, your Crizal anti-glare cleaning cloth. But this is what your lenses look like first time. Okay, here's another teaching moment. How much can we teach in one night? So you have the Transitions XTRAactive. I have the Transition Signature 7. These are the, let's use a new tissue so we can see better. These are the original demo lenses that have maybe 1 to 2% hue. Any lens material, I don't care what it is, it's going to absorb a certain amount of light, even glass. So even though this is a clear lens, it still is not as clear as the white cloth. When I put my Transition Signature 7 lenses down, they block about absorb about 3 to 5% hue indoors. The XTRAactive about 5 to 7, but you can see how close they all are. Unless you are albino, no one will ever, and I say that because of the white background, but if you have any pigment in your skin whatsoever, no one is going to see that these are the Transitions XTRAactive versus the Transition Signature 7 versus just a clear demo lens. I only demonstrate that over a piece of white paper, and that's the only time you can really see a difference. But years ago, the Transitions XTRAactive retained so much more than it does now. They've made major improvements. They've even added a mirror coating that you can get now that's different than the Crizal anti-glare treatment. But this is while they've still in their first state before they've been activated, I'm going to expose them to a strong burst of ultraviolet light. Now, as you can see, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for transition lenses to darken. It will take a little bit longer when you go back inside, about 45 seconds to a minute, minute 15 to return back to virtually clear. Now, David, this is important. Pay attention, and everyone else listening. All transition lenses will get dark on day 1 and continue to darken every day for the first 2 weeks they're exposed to the sun. After that, they will work for years at maximum performance. The only time they won't work is if you're behind the windshield of a car. Your windshield absorbs all the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays that would cause your dashboard to crack from sitting in the sun all day, and that's why they don't turn dark. Now, that's the Transition Signature 7 that I'm wearing. These Transitions XTRAactive will get 30 to 50% dark behind a windshield. This is new. Transitions 7 don't. Now, they're also temperature sensitive, meaning they will get darker when it's 85 and below than they will when it's 95 and above. But I remind everyone, when it's 100 degrees outside, you're miserable, they're miserable. Nobody works 100% when it's 100 degrees outside. So how's that look? The Transitions XTRAactive compared to the G15 lens? I'd say that was pretty good. Pretty good. In fact, they're even darker than these. And again, these are the XTRAactive. Is designed for extra-active people. So anyone who lives in hotter climates like California, Texas, or Florida, this is almost a no-brainer. Anyone else, it's optional. Just because the Transitions won't get as dark. Now, it costs a little bit more. It costs more because it does more. Now, here's another thing to teach. This frame sells for $168. The Comfort DRX, the normal lens that I'm wearing that I offer for $149.99 is the Essilor Ideal Advance. It's a digital freeform lens. This is the branded Comfort DRX. It costs about $20 more. It's the only lens that the starter lens for the Transitions XTRAactive in green. I can do the Verilux X, but the X starts at $299 before we add $99 for the XTRAactive, and of course the Crizal EZ is $59.99 for a total of $497.86. So for the XTRAactive gray or brown, I can get you the Essilor Ideal Advance for $149.99. The XTRAactive green starts in the Comfort DRX, which sells for $169.99. And of course, the Verilux X, the top of the line, there is no better. The widest intermediate is the closest to wearing a single vision lens, starts at $299.99 before you add Transitions or Transitions XTRAactive. So, this is getting closer to the G15 as I continue to run my mouth. It's lightening up. If I were to wait another 30 to 45 seconds, this will be back to virtually clear. So let's see. If you like what you've seen, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram as freeprescriptionlenses.com. On Twitter as freerxlenses. If you have any questions, you can email me directly at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com or simply click the Contact Me button on the website if you're into the whole brevity man thing. Dude, are you one of the Lebowski urban achievers? That's what I saw this weekend. The dude abides. But I digress. Okay, so, you can leave a question or comment in the comment section below. I will respond back to that. But David in Salina, Kansas, thank you so much for the purchase of the RayBan 4340V color 2000. Now this frame comes in the shiny black, it comes in a tortoise, and it comes in a blue. I'm so tempted to get the blue for myself now that they've straightened this out. I like this frame. I just never like that tilt. That's just me personally. This is the #1 selling frame in the world. RayBan does not have a problem selling this frame. I personally like this frame better, but that's me. You know, it's a tactile sense. It's just what you like and what you don't like. That doesn't change among individuals. So, of course, I still love my RayBan 2132 new Wayfarer. These are sunglasses, just like that one, that I've taken the original G15 lenses out and installed my Transition Signature 7 with Crizal Sapphire lenses. Again, let me put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing. Of course, I exposed this to a very strong burst of ultraviolet light, and I gave it several strong bursts, so it's taking a little bit longer to return back to virtually clear. But again, David, thank you so much for your purchase of the RayBan 4340V size 50. This does come in a 50. Well, actually, let me check and see if this does come in the 54 like this one does. And of course, you got it with the Comfort DRX. I can put single vision lenses. I can put non-prescription transition lenses, non-prescription transitions XTRAactive with any of the mirror coatings. They come in silver, gold, green, blue, red, and pink. So instead of just turning, now that only comes in gray and brown, but when you go outside, you will see the gray or brown through here. Someone else will see one of the mirror colors that it turns into. Of course, this one has the Crizal EZ anti-glare coating. I'm trying to stall where it'll return back to clear, but I'm running out of things to say, which is odd for me because I'll just keep running my mouth. I ever told you about my my uncle's tuna fish casserole? All right, how many Welcome Back Kotter fans do we have out there? Ooh, Mr. Kotter, Mr. Kotter. So, that's it. Thanks for watching. And again, hopefully if I haven't bored you to death, I've showed everyone how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.